The inheritance that changed everything at my father's funeral. My stepmother announced she was selling our family home, and I had 48 hours to pack my things. Your father left everything to me, she said with a cold smile. What she didn't know was that I had just received a letter from my father's lawyer that would change everything. Rebecca Chen stood in the rain watching her father's casket being lowered into the ground. Thomas Chen was 68 when a heart attack took him. Rebecca was 32, his only child. Her mother had died when she was 5 years ago. Her father married Victoria Sterling, a woman 20 years younger. Victoria was cold, calculating, always criticizing Rebecca's teaching career. Such modest ambitions, she'd say with disdain. After the funeral, Victoria gathered everyone in the living room. Your father left everything to me, she announced, looking directly at Rebecca. The house, the investments, the business, everything. That's impossible, Rebecca whispered. You were just his daughter who barely visited, Victoria said coldly. You have 48 hours to collect your things. I'm selling the house. That night, Rebecca opened an envelope from Mason Brooks, attorney at law, that had arrived before her father's death. The next morning, she sat across from the lawyer, trembling. Your father discovered Victoria was having an affair with his business partner, Richard Moss, Mason explained. She was also draining money into offshore accounts. He documented everything and changed his estate planning, Rebecca gasped. Your father created a living trust 8 months ago. The house is in that trust with you as sole beneficiary. Victoria has no claim to it. He also transferred $1.2 million and his business, Chen Digital Solutions, valued at $4.5 million into Thetrust. Victoria said, Your father deliberately had me draft a decoy will. She gets $50,000 and her jewelry. Everything else is yours. That evening, Victoria called, screaming. You turned your father against me. Dad made his own choices, Rebecca said calmly. And he knew about your affair with Richard Moss. Silence. How did you? He knew everything. The affair, the money you stole, everything. Sue, I'll contest the will. You'll lose. And if you try, I'll make every detail of your affair and theft public record. The next day, Rebecca went to the family home. Victoria was packing. 48 hours, Victoria. That's what you gave me. I'm giving you the same. Richard will take care of me, Victoria spat. We're moving to California. Rebecca showed her phone. These are from Richard's wife, Sandra. She found out yesterday. She's divorcing him and taking everything. Victoria's face went white. Sandra and I talked. You weren't Richard's first affair. She's done with him now. You're enjoying this, Victoria whispered. No, I'm sad my father spent his last years with someone who used him, but I'm glad he protected what he built. Victoria grabbed her bags. At the door, she turned. Money doesn't make you better than me. You're right, but integrity does, loyalty does, love does. Those are things you never had. Victoria left without another word. 3 months later, Rebecca hosted a gathering at her home. She'd kept the business running and used profits to fund scholarships for students. Mason Brooks handed her a sealed envelope in her father's handwriting. My dearest Rebecca, you are my greatest achievement. Not the business, but you. Your kindness, intelligence, integrity. I see your mother in you every day. I've left you everything because I trust you to use it wisely. To help others. To make the world better the way you do every day. Don't be angry at Victoria. Pity her. She'll spend her life chasing things that don't matter. Live well, my darling girl. I am so proud of you always. Dad. Rebecca wiped her tears. She had her family, her career, her integrity, and her father's legacy. Victoria ended up in a Lowe's Angels studio apartment, working retail. Richard lost everything in his divorce and couldn't support them. They broke up, and Victoria was alone. Rebecca felt no satisfaction, just quiet sadness for a woman who gambled everything on greed and lost. 6 months later, Rebecca met James, a fellow teacher. They built something real on honesty and respect. 1 year later, Victoria sent a letter, Rebecca, I don't expect forgiveness. I've had time to think about who I became. You were right. I chased the wrong things. Your father deserved better. I'm working on myself now. I hope you're happy. Rebecca filed the letter away without responding. Maybe Victoria would find what she was looking for someday. But that wasn't Rebecca's problem anymore. She had her own life to live, her own happiness to build, her own legacy to create, on her own terms, with integrity, with love, and with the knowledge that she honored the one person who always believed in her. Her father would have been proud. And that was all that mattered. Did you enjoy this story? Which city are you listening from? Let's meet in the comments. If you liked this story, support me with a super thanks so I can keep bringing more stories. Thank you for your sweet support. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next life story. With love and respect.